As long as the accountability of the whole thing gets done. Take one of these seats.
All right, we would like to start meeting number 32, the county commissioners. We won't please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. Sheriff, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
Oh, it's just wonderful.
It's good to have you here.
Thank you so much.
We always love to have Sheriff Green. Sheriff, there was one of your, one of the guys that you used to know in the audience. It's one of your right arms that abandoned ship. Is it
Where?
Little Elkie?
Ah, yes. He used to be a minion, now he's not.
Yeah.
He escaped the domain, huh?
And you know what? Look at the suntan on him.
I know.
You know, he never had all that leisure time before.
Well, now he's in the
He's
park
a
every
Meridian crony now.
day. He's in the park every day, right?
I'm using political attack
Hey,
terms.
if it's asked,
We
answer
used
it
to
right.
pass, he'd ride, I'd run, pass each other every day. Now, you're lonely. I'll be back though. I don't know if I'll be running, but I'll be back.
You'll be moving some way.
I will be moving.
You'll be in a rickshaw. Frank will be jogging. He'll be pulling you in a rickshaw.
I think Frank's had enough.
Oh, I think Frank's ready for me to get out of his chair and start walking. Oh,
You
well.
are too. All right, well, public comments. Start off, if there's anybody that has public comment, we ask you to step up to the mic.
This looks like church. Everybody's on this side. Usually everybody's in the back now. Do you want to move over?
That's the groom side and the bride side.
Oh, Jerry, you're by yourself.
No, I'm comfy, thank you.
Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to approval of the previous minutes of board meeting number 31, Thursday, August 10th, 2017, and approval of bills for payment. Motion.
So move?
Second?
Roll call.
Commissioner Middy-O'Geady?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficant?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes. Journal entries.
Motion to approve journal entry number 1.
Second?
Roll call.
Commissioner Middy-O'Geady?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficant?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes. Agreements, convention and visitors, A and B.
Good morning. The letter A is an agreement with Horizon Travel Magazine, which is a publication in the Toronto, Canada area. A lot of interest in golf in the Toronto area to come to this area, so we're targeting that. And letter B is an agreement with City Scene Magazine, Columbus. This isn't until June 2018, but they have a special travel section that they offer every month, and if you want the prime month of June, you have to act now to reserve it, so that's what that is.
We used to go to Toronto every year to see a play. My wife always wanted to drive up there, we'd go there, and I'll never forget the first year, one year we went, it was the very first month that they disallowed smoking in any restaurants and bars.
Oh my God, that was a long time.
Yeah, and we were sitting in a restaurant, and, you know, there were people around, and there was ashtrays, and they said, what's the deal? Are you allowed to smoke or not allowed to smoke? And the woman behind the bar told us, well, it's at your own risk. If the smoke police catch you, it's up to $1,000 fine. And we're sitting around and going, really, the smoke police? And I'm telling you, we weren't there less than an hour, and this guy came in, and he nabbed the person sitting at the bar. Because back then, you know, you didn't think twice about it. Everybody smoked everywhere. You know, in bars, restaurants, and, you know, it was really, you know, part of the environment. And they grabbed the guy for smoking and wrote him a ticket. It was pretty wild. Toronto. Okay, Data.
Good morning. I'm not Jake Williams. Much better looking. This is an agreement with TeleSolutions for annual licensing for software security. This is our antivirus and malware contract for the next year.
Thank you. Engineers.
Morning, everyone. This is modification number one with LJB, who is a consulting firm doing guardrail and sign inventory. We've added 5 additional bridges in the amount of $750 in this non-general funds.
JJC. All right, AWOL. Agreement with Pro One Floor Sanding and Refinishing for work on the gym floor, the Justice Detention Center in the amount of $4,080 general. Ouch. Okay. Jobs and Family.
Morning.
Morning, Foster. You're looking like you're getting ready to go on vacation.
No, I'll be there, sir.
You're out of uniform.
I'll be down in the basement area, and I'll be there. A story and pretty much sticking
I don't know, kind of look like you're dressed like Don Hull here, you know, like you're ready to hit the
to it. I
beach.
got a pair of keys in my pocket.
No, they're at your office.
Oh, right next to that bottle of wine. F is the agreement with Help Hotline for our 24-hour phone answering services after hours and on the weekends for adult protection services, non-general fund. And G is our maintenance agreement for our special software we use in nursing home department, also non-general fund.
Okay, thanks, Bob. Recycling.
Morning, Commissioners. Item H is our agreement with these various municipalities for our drop-off recycling leases. This is based on square footage that each community provides to us, and also helps provide recycling coordinators.
Thanks, Lou. Okay, sanitary.
Yes, good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning, Bill.
I have an agreement with 42 Incorporated. They will provide our video equipment, the structure for the support of that video equipment, and it will be at our display at the government building. They will also provide sourcing of power to other displays that are in the building if they need assistance in hooking up their particular booths. J is an agreement with American Compressor and Industrial Maintenance Services. And this is for the compressor at the Neander plant. Last week we had to do some emergency repairs to it. We are now going to be entering into a preventative maintenance agreement. It's a 2-year agreement. It's about $8,600 a year, but because of the importance of the equipment, we feel it's essential to the operation of the facility. K is an agreement with Thompson Heating and Cooling. This is to replace 2 heaters and air conditioning units at the business office. The units are over 20 years old. We're having some issues with them, so we would like to upgrade and replace those. And letter L is an agreement with Youngstown Letter Shop, and this is to provide the printing services, mailing services, labeling of our newsletter that will be going out shortly.
Okay, thanks, Bill. Sheriff.
Good morning, everyone. This agreement is with James' Son Insurance policy for employee dishonesty bond, the amount of $1,125, not general fund.
Okay, thanks, Joe. All right, motion.
Motion to approve agreements, letters A through M.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Traficant?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes. Road closings.
Morning, Commissioners. These are 2 road closures, one on Courtney Road between 12th and Johnson, and the other Johnson Road between Middletown and Courtney. Actually, both roads are already open, the culverts were replaced yesterday.
Thanks, Pat. Motion to approve road closings.
Motion to approve road closings A and B.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Traficant?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes. Resolutions.
Motion to approve resolution number 1 additions.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Traficant?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes. Resolution of award, sanitary. No.
Yes, Commissioners, this is the award of the Pine Grove Sanitary Sewer Improvement. Pineview Drive was ordered by the EPA to replace the on-site septic system. There's approximately 17 septic tanks that will be replaced as part of this project. We received 6 bids for the contract. 3 of them were under the engineer's estimate. The low bid was Rudzik. It's $257,000. It's about 1,300 feet of 8-inch line, 5 manholes. and necessary restoration of the properties that we will be possibly impacting during construction. We're hoping the project takes about 4 to 6 months to complete and be able to have people start hooking up. This will then bring us into compliance with the findings and orders of the Ohio EPA.
Excellent. Thanks, Bill. Motion to approve resolution awards.
Motion to approve resolution of awards 2A.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Traficant?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes. Resolutions, data process.
Hello again. This is a state pricing. These are a lot of different pieces of equipment and software, monitors, PCs, maintenance agreements. Most of these items we're purchasing are between $500 and $1,000, and this covers all areas of the county for the next year.
Thanks, Bill. Hazmat.
Yes, Commissioners, just ongoing billing of incidences under that allows us under our revised code. We're up to 13 calls this year for the month, which is pretty substantial for this year.
Excellent. Thank you. OMB.
Good morning, Commissioners. On behalf of the hazmat team, there are 2 moral obligations. On one of the calls, there was an accident, not an accident, but a problem with the truck. So it was taken to Ohio CAT for maintenance, and that's a moral obligation. And another D, moral obligation payment to the state of Ohio. It exceeded the $1,000 threshold for calibration of the equipment.
Okay. Thanks, Anna.
Do you want E?
Yeah, if you're doing enough for the sheriff.
On behalf of the sheriff, it's the Justice Assistance Grant that we split with the city of Youngstown. It's a disparate certification, so they're required to split it with us. And that'll be $24,000, and I believe they are, what are you doing?
We're purchasing the 800 radios
Oh, yes.
with those for our patrol officers.
Great. And item F is a grant from the Attorney General's office. It is a law enforcement division program that they have awarded $150,000 over a 2-year period for a quick response team. The quick response team will be made up of Steve, Alki, mental health, and various pastors or counseling services. And the responsibility of that grant is to provide follow-up services to individuals who have overdosed within a 72-hour period, to connect them to services in Mahoney County. Do you guys want to say words or anything?
Yeah, I'll speak on that. This grant was patterned after a pilot program in Hamilton County. And the goal of the grant is when law enforcement, counselors, medical become aware of somebody that has overdosed or has been Narcaned back, the goal is to have a team, a collaboration team with law enforcement, with counselors, with medical. In our case, Captain Sakely is an RN, and he's a captain with the sheriff's office. The goal is to have somebody at the house or within 24 hours to make contact either with a family member or with that individual and attempt to get them the resources and the help they need so they don't overdose again. Our goal is that within the first 24 hours that over 60% roughly we will be able to make contact right away. But the way the grant is written, we will have contact with the individual in some way within 72 hours. The $75,000 per year we've broken down for 2 years. It's going to supplement a little bit of our cost. This is, probably out of most of the things we've done with the heroin epidemic, I actually think this one's probably going to be the most effective. And I don't want to call it the cheapest, but it's not very effective to do just to, basically get to somebody's house and give them the help they need. Many people are just addicted. Many people are broken at that point, don't know where to turn to. This is going to give them the tools they need, to get them straight again, get them back to their families, stop breaking into our houses while we're here at work. You know what I mean? So I think it's a good positive thing. We all know we can't arrest our way out of this, so this is positive.
Excellent. Thanks, Sheriff. Okay. Resolutions.
Motion to approve resolutions A through F.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficant.
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler.
Yes. Okay. Relatively painless. Good of the order. Pat, talk to us, Pat. Hey, you guys are doing a great job on Turner Road over there. They put that, they cut the curb back and where the road deteriorates, put all kinds of pipe, rock in and excellent. It really looks good. I drive by there, see him going to town. Some nice stuff. Anything, Bob?
Thank you. I just
Before
wanted
you
to-
leave for Hawaii, let's get it started.
To invite the commissioners and the media in particular and everyone to Thursday morning, child support is having a book bag giveaway in the big parking lot behind the parking deck. Last year they had over 300 young folks came by for book bags. I want to thank everyone for their contributions because we couldn't cover that cost internally. We raised a couple of $1,000s to help defray the cost. We're going to have haircuts, DJ, Sheriff's Department is going to have his drones there. I don't know if you knew, but they're going to be there.
I'm the one who okayed it, I know. Yeah, we're good.
YPD is going to be there. Joe O'Neill's going to have a pumper there for us, for the kids and everything. So that's Thursday behind the parking deck from 9 to 1.
Excellent. Good deal. Well, I would love to be there, but, you know, unfortunately, I'm gonna be sitting in a bond council hearing with Ralph.
Oh, God, bring
You know,
You're selling tickets.
We'll be
Don't
trying-
videotape
We'll be
that.
trying to talk our way into a higher bond rating.
Oh, I don't think we're gonna have to do much of that. I think we could do that just by showing the paperwork.
You and Ralph tag team.
Audrey, don't forget Audrey.
Audrey and Stacy and Omar.
Yes.
They'll keep the women will keep everyone in line. You realize that, Ralph?
You're now in the shops.
Exactly.
It's one
You
thing
do
you can guarantee, I won't be looking at any stores.
Hey, Ralph wouldn't let me shop when I went. He walked me right by the Audrey got shop. And they were having big sales. We were getting ready to leave and we're walking around. And I says, take me to where Tiffany's is and where some of the other stores are. So, because I heard like was it Birdimes was having a big sale? I says, you have to walk me by there. Well, this big sale sign's in the window. And I says, come on, they're open. I see people in there. He goes, no, it's too early. We better go. That was the end of that.
Frank gave him $20 to walk. He figured it was a cheap way out.
But Audrey and I made up for that. And we went walking.
Anybody else? Lou, anything happening? No drop-offs, no recycle, you're not collecting anything?
No special events. They are closing down the Rackford Road site for the next couple of days, doing some resurfacing there at the 9/11 park, so most of the traffic will be redirected to Kirk Road.
Okay. Pat, you were directing traffic last night at Crickets?
Sure.
Did you have to be shuttled in, or were you escorted and dropped off, or? You walked? Wow.
Brothers?
There's no parking over there, I just walk.
Yeah.
That was the Queen of Hearts, yeah? Queen of
Was there a
Hearts.
winner?
Yeah?
Yes.
How much?
Like 300,000.
Close to 309, I think.
Yeah, but I think they, 290, and then they
They
gave
paid
all
out
the other
some
gifts.
Other stuff out.
Did,
Not gifts, but what did you call
How many cards was it down to?
6.
6. Wow. I remember when they had that at Barry Dingles in Austin Town, it was over $1 million, and it was a zoo. It's pretty wild.
That's why the casino at the Hollywood Casino does very well here in the valley. Everybody likes to gamble. You notice that? I mean,
No question. Sharon?
I don't want to beat a dead horse, but we finally, today received our body scanner for the jail. So for the media, the next 2 days, the company will be training our officers. I think tomorrow, maybe today part of the day if they get it together, but tomorrow and the next day. So if you want to make contact with me or the jail to get video of what it looks like, the officers training doing, and I think it'll be very informational. It's going to be huge, from stopping contraband coming into the jail from people that show up to turn themselves in, for people that get sentenced in court that may be addicted or whatever, think they could smuggle something in if they know they're going to jail, people that go to court with the sheriff's office and go to these other townships and cities to their courts. A lot of times the security isn't as tight, and sometimes stuff gets passed from one person to another. This is going to cut way back on drugs and contraband getting into the jail. So it's a great purchase. It's been very effective with the other counties that have used them, and we're hoping for the same ourselves.
Good luck with that. I remember when we sat down and talked about that coming in, and it was almost like a year ago when it started the program. We're just, tried to implement it. Excellent, thanks, Joe. Anybody else?
The birthday kid over here.
Whose birthday?
Marie.
Wow,
Finally the
Marie.
same age.
I'm sorry?
We're finally the same age. Mr.
Are we? 50, we both turned 50. Wow, fantastic. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
It's nice of you to bring your dad out for the.
Thank you for that.
Happy birthday. I hope you have at least 50 more.
No.
Why not?
Because, heck no, I don't want to be 100. Are you kidding me?
You know what? Remember what they say. Nobody wants to live to be 100 except the guy who's 99. Yeah. All right. Well, Anthony?
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Many, many more. You and Dennis are a beautiful couple,
Thank you.
and wish you all the best, absolutely. Just a few announcements. Friday was the Friendship Games. I don't know if many of you watched that. And Mahoney County, the commissioners and the CBB were a gracious sponsor, donating to the event. There was over 600 people who actually attended. It was at the Field of Dreams. And our 13 and 14-year-olds from Mahoning, Trumbull, and Columbiana County played 13 and 14-year-olds from Japan. And what I could tell you from what I witnessed was the young kids from Japan were so disciplined. They did like a ceremony before they went on the field. After, they would come off the field, they would bow. Very respectful. The cultural exchange was just beautiful. And their coach was able to speak English. And our young kids, actually, our 13-year-olds came back and actually won one series of games with the guys from Japan. And we gave away over 800 hot dogs, 2,000 drinks, and it was just an amazing event.
So what did you give drinks and hot dogs, or did
No.
you sit in the stand?
I made a fool of myself and threw the first pitch out. And I got to thank Coach Bertolini because it bounced 1 foot in front of him and he caught it. And so he made me look good. And actually I had him sign my baseball. So I got to throw the first pitch out, which was really fun.
So that was what, Friday?
Friday, yeah. And then after that, they took the teams to the Scrappers Stadium. And I didn't go to that, but I was told that they were so enamored by the stadium, by the people, how we play baseball and celebrate baseball here. They didn't want to leave. They wanted to sleep there and then go catch their plane out of Pittsburgh the next day, but they had to rush them out of here. But it was just really nice. And then on another note, commissioners, I wanted to let you know that I was contacted through a friend, one of the reality stars, Rodney Lavoie. He heads up what's called, it's a 501c3, it's called Warriors of Purpose. And this may go off of what the sheriff was talking about with the heroin interdiction, is they go out through the whole United States. There's about 15 reality TV stars. And they talk to young people about mental illness, about heroin addiction, drug addiction. They deal with families. And these reality stars are all together. So if you look it up, Warriors of Purpose, they will be coming here. They will be meeting with us. Rodney is actually going to fly in here.
So where's he from?
He's from the Survivor Series. He's in New York right now. And they're going to be talking to the mayor. And they want to do a bi-county, Mahoning and Trumbull County, at the Pavelli Center. So as soon as we talk, find out what day he wants to come in here and do a presentation. And you can go online and see how many kids and families that they gather at schools in the different arenas, they pack the place. And it's very inspirational, and there's testimonials of people whose lives have been changed through this type of coaching, what these reality stars do. They have money, they have a lot of money behind them, they have Hollywood behind them, so they're really trying to take on this heroin problem and mental health issues, and they want to come here to the Valley. So I'll let you know
Well, they
when
should
you'll fly
also,
in.
they should also let Dwayne know.
Oh,
because
yeah.
He is the mental health provider.
Oh, everyone's gonna know,
And
believe me.
Jerry Green.
And the sheriff, yeah. So just let you know, I talked to him yesterday,
Is he from here?
New York.
Oh, really?
It's funny you say that about throwing out the first pitch. You're always
Yeah.
apprehensive.
Scared.
You're gonna
You
bounce
throw
it
it
in.
too hard, you'll throw it high, or too low, you'll try to kill the guy, exactly. But Coach Bertolini caught it. And he's amazing, he's a Poland guy, I didn't realize
You
that.
sound surprised. The Poland guy got it.
Yeah,
You know,
he was
he's
a coach.
Poland guy, you know?
Oh, my God.
Graduated, yeah, it was pretty
You know,
cool.
it was probably, gosh, it had to be 15 years ago at least, when they had Austin Town Day at Scrapper Field, and I got to go throughout the first pitch for
Oh.
Austin Town Community Day. And I said to myself, I'm not bouncing this in. I'm gonna throw it as hard as I can. 'Cause I played baseball for a lot of
Me
years,
too,
you
and I
know?
couldn't even-
And I thought, I'm not gonna bounce it in. So I reared back and threw it as hard as I could, and I threw it over the catcher's head. And the catcher jumped up, and he caught it on the tip of his glove, and he comes down, he has a big grin on his face, and he came up, and he autographed the ball for me, and gave it to me, and it was Martinez that went on to play, still in the league now, played, he was a catcher for the Indians, and spoke no English. He was probably only about 20 years old, 19 years old, living in, you know, one of the homes locally, you know, how they all live with, you know, a person from the community and stuff, and it was pretty cool, you know, but, you know, I think he was with the Tigers, I'm not sure who he's with now, but, yeah, still playing. Where's that?
Now that we're talking sports, my major, Bill Capabianca, I don't know if you saw the news yesterday, but his son committed to Ohio State as a preferred walk-on, which is really huge because when you think about their recruitment, you know, they only have 82 scholarships and they only invite 5 people from each class. So the whole team in general over 4 classes only has about 20 of those spots. And this year was about 5, and they were hot on Jack, and you know he committed to them right away.
Wow,
No
he's
kidding.
a nice,
What an
I've
offer,
seen
yeah.
it. I've seen him on TV, he's
Yeah.
nice.
They're impressed by him, so hopefully
All his athletic ability comes from his mother's side of the family.
excited that absolutely, yeah, they're all dwarfs on Bill's side. So,
Oh, my God, I'm gonna tell him you said that, I'm gonna call him as soon as I leave here.
Oh, that's great. That is really good. Carol?
Just happy to be here. Good luck in New York to everyone that is going. Bring back great ratings, better than last year, and more money. Have a nice weekend, and it's glad that you're going to these things for all of us and getting us involved in more mental health issues with the drug issue. I mean, that's a big thing with the 3 of us, and we'll all be a part of that, I'm sure, with even Teresa Delick and Judge Delick's court, we'll all get, because that's where it starts with the young kids. Doesn't even wait till you get in high school anymore. They're just running around at 8, 10 years old with this craziness. Every time, you know, now that I've had time to look at TV more, I swear every time you turn the news on, it's either someone's getting shot, the age is not a barrier anymore. It's any age. The last one was, what, 2 years old in Liberty? I mean, this is getting ridiculous. Something has to change, not only in Mahoning County, but all over the country. This is crazy what's happening. And I just don't know I mean,
They were talking heroin epidemic,
it's
you know,
craziness.
nationwide, and Ohio was, what, 4th or 5th?
yeah.
You know, Ohio State
This is
for
crazy.
heroin deaths.
It's just, I don't understand how people would want to put their bodies through this craziness. I just think if government could see through the glass that's fogged, they would see that it's a mental illness issue. And they need to bring in more mental illness education and treatment for the people, because these kids are all having issues. not only kids, it's adults that have some mental illness, and that's what we need money for, and we would resolve half of this. And Jerry's jail wouldn't be full of them, people with mental illness. I bet half of your jail is between drugs, alcohol.
Our entire jail is full. It's got to be in the 90s. I say 99%, but it's got to be close to that they either have some form of addiction or mental illness.
And I mean, and that's.
So, but we're focusing on that. We have grants for that. We're focusing on getting them treatment while we have our hands on them. You know, while they're in our jail, especially the ones with the mental illness, because that's been something that's been overlooked for years. Just sending them back out in the street. Now we're working on getting them, placement, through Task and Meridian Services, and was Turning Point. So, things are different now because everybody's identifying how important it is, and it's affecting everybody.
Well, I think the more we talk about it, and I know I'm a broken record on this issue, but the more you talk about it, the more it gets out there, the more people will start saying, well, maybe this is an issue, maybe we need to do this, maybe there needs to be funding, more funding for that, or have a hospital set up just for that. It's crazy.
I tell you, we had one of the best mental health
Yeah, we did.
institutions in the country,
Woodside was the best.
Woodside, and they just shut it down, so. Other one direction change for the state.
But you can't do it at home on your own, I'll tell you.
Well,
Anyway,
Marie,
that's my-
happy birthday,
Well, thank you.
and the work you do with West Side Cats, it's always
Thank you.
good.
We're having a sale day, you need another cat.
No.
$50.
I'm at my
Over
quota.
1 years old.
Three's my limit.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Three
You have
cats.
3 cats?
Three cats
Inside.
inside. We have 3 cats inside, 2 feral cats outside.
And a
So-
dog.
And an 80-pound dog that is, is a beast.
The lap dog.
She sleeps on the bed and, flips from side to side. She's more a restless sleeper than we are, all over the place, so. It's like what we always said, dog's not sleeping on the bed. We had Shepherd before, we had one of those big pillows at the foot of the bed. She slept on the pillow. And this one, she's, looks like Marmaduke, it's just long, and she'll put her front legs on the bed and she'll cry. She wants you to lift her up and help her on. She can jump over the wall, but, when she's coming in, she wants you to help her. But,
Baby.
so congratulations there. I see, the inconvenience with the streets, but what a fantastic job Youngstown's doing downtown.
Beautiful.
And they're improving the sidewalks, the roads, everything. It's just gonna look fantastic when it's finished. It's doing a great job. Kudos to, all the people in Youngstown, the mayor and city council, and all the work that they're doing on behalf of the whole county. So it's a nice job, very nice. And Steve, thanks for the hard work with the hazmat team. I know when no one knew who you were, the sheriff always spoke very highly of you and recommended you on, and and it's a good thing that you're in that position, working on behalf of the county. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, well, with that said, everybody have a great day, and
You too.
motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Video,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy.
Yes.
Commissioner Brinkley.
Yes.
Next meeting.
Next meeting is Tuesday. No, it's Tuesday, August 22nd, 10 a.m., Commissioners' Hearing Room. We're Tuesday instead of Thursday.
See ya.